I lived in a mid-size apartment complex for 3 years, and my lease included a locked storage unit in the basement, Unit 14, included in rent at no extra cost. I barely used it. Some old furniture, camping gear, boxes of stuff from college. I'd go down maybe once every couple months. Last spring I went down to grab my tent for a trip and found the lock had been changed. Not broken, changed, a brand new padlock that wasn't mine. I figured maintenance had done something during an inspection and went straight to the leasing office. The property manager looked confused, checked the system, and confirmed Unit 14 was assigned to my lease. She said she'd look into it. 2 days later she called me back, and I could hear it in her voice that something was off. She said the building's owner, who also worked as the on-site landlord for 3 other properties he personally managed, had been quietly renting out a chunk of the storage units in the building to outside people off the books, cash only, no paperwork, pocketing the money directly instead of running it through the property company. Mine was one of them. Someone had been paying him $60 a month for over a year to store restaurant equipment in a unit that was legally mine. I could have just gotten my lock back and moved on. Instead I asked the property manager, very calmly, whether she'd be willing to help me confirm exactly how many units he'd done this to, since if it was systemic it wasn't just a mistake, it was theft from the management company too. She agreed, quietly, because it turned out she'd suspected something for a while and had nowhere to report it that wouldn't get her fired for accusing the owner. Together we pulled the unit assignment records against actual tenant move-in dates. 14 units, out of 40 in the building, showed the same pattern, an original tenant on record, followed by a mysterious relock a few months into their lease. That's 14 units generating unreported cash income for over a year, right under the management company's nose. I wrote it all up, dates, unit numbers, my own photos of the swapped lock, and sent it not to the landlord, but directly to the regional office that actually owned the property and employed him as site manager. 3 weeks later he was gone. Turned out the company had been suspicious about cash shortfalls for months and my complaint was the piece that let them build a real case. My storage unit was reopened, restaurant equipment and all, and the new site manager comped me 2 months of rent for the trouble. I still think about the guy with the restaurant equipment sometimes. Not my problem to solve, but I hope he found a legal storage unit.